Hello, guys. Today we're going to be learning about the respiratory system. Right, something very important. Well, it's spelled like this. It's spelled respiratory. Yeah. Okay. So let's make a model of the respiratory system. So we have two lung globes right here. You guys probably are familiar. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, just something like that right here. Okay, so guys, look at it like this. We all have a windpipe. We all have lungs, and so right here is bronchi, and we got bronchial. So let's kind of like make um like little drawing, and then I'll get to like labeling, and we'll kind of like label everything out and understand the main functions of these body parts. So, okay, let's get to it. So, let's kind of start labeling these out. Right here is the nasal cavity, or oral cavity. We don't really have to label that out. It plays. So this is where well, yeah, the nasal cavity too. Well, this is where we inhale. This is where our air exhales from our lungs, and yeah, this plays a pretty good role in um the respiratory system. Now, right here we have um the pharynx. Let's label this, which is right above the epiglottis. And then the epiglottis is a flap, which well, guys, I covered this in a video yesterday. Um, I have a link to the video in the description below. So if you guys haven't watched that yet, you guys should probably watch it before watching this one. Just so you guys are ahead. So right here, the epiglottis is a flap which prevents food from getting into the lungs. So that's our epiglottis. Let's label that. And underneath it, of course, is the larynx. Now, the larynx is like the passageway to something called the trachea, which is right here. It's the windpipe, or trachea. Now, that we've covered these basic units, let's move on to this part. So the trachea divides into two branches called the bronchi. So let's label them. And the bronchi, like, kind of, they keep dividing into smaller and more smaller branches called bronchioles. And guys, remember the air that we inhale is goes down into the trachea, into the bronchi, and into the bronchioles. And now, we're going microscopic. Yeah. So, sorry about that. So, let's say we have at the very end of these bronchioles, there's little sacs on the tip of bronchiole which are connected together. And so these sacs, the air, um, these sacs are made out of capillary nerves. So capillary nerves, oh my bad, will kind of look like this. Well, this is really microscopic right now. So, and there's blood cells flowing through them in and out, in and out. And so when the air goes into the alveoli sacs, well, we should probably label this. Now, when the air goes in, so uh, let's let's kind of get into this. So the CO2, carbon dioxide, which it comes from the blood, which is like the bad blood from our heart. It kind of comes over here, and the carbon dioxide. Now, guys, this process is called gas exchange. The carbon dioxide goes into the alveoli sacs, and the oxygen, which is on this side, is gonna go into the blood, which is gonna make the blood oxygenated, and the blood's gonna go back to the heart, and it keeps happening. Now, this process is called gas exchange. Very, very important. So note this down. Alright, so now that we have that done, let's kind of focus on what the heart really does. Now, this I will be covering in tomorrow's unit, but we're still gonna kind of get us started on that. So, uh, right here, just before I get to something really important, just letting you guys know, this little flap underneath our lungs called the diaphragm. So let's label this out. This is quite important. So what does the diaphragm do? It's kind of simple. Um, so the diaphragm, it's like a flap. It kind of like holds pressure. So like so guys, inhale. Try inhaling. So like you see how so like your stomach kind of inflates when you inhale, and it kind of like it goes back to normal when you exhale. This is all the work of the diaphragm. So the diaphragm kind of just folds and flaps and folds and flaps each time you inhale and exhale, keeping like the motion up. So there really needs to be motion. There's a lot of movement when you inhale and exhale. So it kind of keeps it all structured. So that is the work of the diaphragm. So with that, right here, this is quite important. Uh this is the heart. Now this isn't actually how heart looks like, but it'll work. Now right here is our heart. So, there's veins, capillaries, and stuff like that. I should probably choose a different color. Okay. Now there's capillaries everywhere, stretching out. And where are they going exactly? Let's take a look. Now they're exiting the pulmonary valve, and so this is deoxygenated blood, and it's kind of like trying to go to the lungs, and it's exchanging its CO2 for oxygen. And once it gets its oxygen, it comes back really happy back to the heart, and it's all good. So this is part of the process of gas exchange. So this is where the deoxygenated blood comes from. Well, really, the whole concept of deoxygenated blood, it like it could be everywhere. Like your body uses blood. Um, your body uses blood. So yeah, let's say this is your body. It uses the blood and it uses oxygen from the blood. Now, the blood once the blood's like kind of out of oxygen, it goes back to the heart. And the heart sends it to these alveoli sacs, gets its oxygen back, and back to the heart. And it goes like to the aortic valve, which is the biggest um of the biggest vessel in the body. But there's also other nerves. It goes throughout the body, and it does its duty. Gives oxygen, goes back to the refill station. So something like that. All right. So guys, this is basically the respiratory system and what you need to know to like ace exams, ace a test, anything like that. So guys, stay tuned and don't forget to like and subscribe. Alright, and your support is really appreciated. Thank you.